YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. So since it's National Pastry Day, I thought it would be fun to watch a pastry recipe video, which is apple rose pastry. So if you guys like apples, just comment down below. But as you know, I love apples, so yeah, so I'm going to play the pastry recipe video. Enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Ro, it's the weekend, and I got so many requests from you guys to make something inspired by the new Beauty and the Beast that just came out. I am really excited because I had the pleasure of attending the premiere of the new Beauty and the Beast, and it was amazing. I love the live action version just as much as the animated Disney classic. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, so I thought it would be perfect to make a themed treat. If you can't tell, I've decorated with a lot of roses. The story revolves around an enchanted rose, but you know, I'm also craving some apple pie, so I thought let's combine these things. Today we're going to be making an apple rose pastry. Let's get started. The things you'll need for these apple rose pastries will be 3 large apples. I'm using Honeycrisp, 1 lemon, 1 package of puff pastry. They come frozen, but you'll want it to be thawed. Half a cup of softened butter, a 1/4 cup of honey, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. The first thing that we're gonna do is make our honey butter. In a small bowl, mix together your butter, honey, vanilla extract, salt, and cinnamon. Mix together until well combined and then set off to the side. The next step is preparing our apples. Start with your lemon. Why do you do that, Ro? Well, it's because once we chop up our little apples, we don't want them to brown. So I'm just massaging the lemon into the cutting board. A little much. Then take a sharp cutting knife, cut it in half. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah. Then squeeze half of your lemon into the bowl of water. For this treat, we need to slice our apples a certain way, so I'm going to show you how. Take a sharp cutting knife and cut it right down the middle. Then take a melon baller, or you could use a small ice cream scoop or a spoon, whatever you have handy around the kitchen, and remove the core. Like this, around in a circle. Look at that, no more seeds, no more core. And then we'll cut off the top and bottom. Now, turn your apple horizontal, place it flat onto the cutting board, and cut really thin strips, like 1/16 of an inch thin. As soon as you've got a few slices, place them into your bowl with water and lemon juice so they don't brown. After you've got all the apples sliced and they're sitting in the water, it is actually time to microwave them. The reason we do this is because we want them soft enough to bend. When we roll them, we don't want them to break. Pop these in the microwave for about 5 minutes. While you're waiting, you can sing some Beauty and the Beast songs. There goes the baker with his tray like always, the same one bread and rolls to sell. And he's like, good morning, Belle. She's like, what's up? I'm going to the bookstore. He's like, what are you reading? She's like, it has adventure and dragons and something inside and great. And he's like, okay, you're weird. And I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. After microwaving, I've strained and set the apples off to the side while we roll out our puff pastry. 1 package of puff pastry has 2 sheets, but I'm just going to be working with 1 to start. Sprinkle down a little flour on top of the surface so it doesn't stick. Then take a rolling pin and roll it out just a little bit further. I've got a ruler here. Using the ruler, I'm going to roll out the puff pastry to be about 12 inches by 12 inches. Now, using a smaller cutting knife and about halfway at 6 inches, cut your first line, and then 2 inches over, cut another, 2 inches over, at 10, cut another, and do this exactly the same on the other side. So you'll end up with strips of dough that are 2 inches by 12. Then using a pastry brush, brush off the excess flour on the top of the dough. Now it's time to assemble our apple rose pastries. I really like this treat because it looks super fancy, but it's very simple. Grab one of your puff pastry strips. I'm placing it on top of a piece of parchment paper so it doesn't stick to the surface. Give your dough 1 last brush just in case there's any excess flour. Spread a thin layer of honey butter onto the puff pastry. I'm just using the back side of a little spoon. Then take your apple slices and you're going to place them about halfway down. You're going to overlap your apples just a little bit so they're touching at the end. Once you've got your apple slices lined up at the top of the pastry, fold the puff pastry in half. Gently press down. Boop, 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 boop. Lastly, starting at either end, roll the puff pastry. And when you get to the end, give it a gentle pinch right here at the end to connect, because you don't want your rose to fall apart like the Beast's. His rose is falling apart all crazy in the movie. But look at that! It looks just like a rose. It looks so fancy, but it's so easy to make. Then pop your little pastry into a greased cupcake tray. Then do this to the rest of your pastry strips. All of our pastries are ready, and now it's time to bake. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees and bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Ta-da! Here are all the apple rose pastries that we made today in honor of the new Beauty and the Beast movie. I love this recipe because they look just like little roses, and this recipe makes a dozen. So it's like getting 12 roses, a dozen roses. Happy Valentine's. Oh no. I'll eat those. I'll eat those. Those are for me. I'll be posting the recipe and a bunch of pictures on rosanapantino.com, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can check it out there. And if you guys make these little rose pastries, please take a picture and send it to me. I love seeing your baking creations. It makes my day. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and now I'm gonna have one for me. It tastes just like apple pie. Okay, I'm just gonna eat this now. And if you would like to watch any other videos, you can click up here or up here. Hey guys!
Okay, guys, so that is it for Apple Rose Pastries recipe for National Pastry Day. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Be sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, and click the bell so you guys don't miss any of my YouTube videos. I see you in my next YouTube video. Peace out, and see ya.